Alright guys, welcome to the video. So this is going to be the start of a new series. I've actually said that a couple of times, but this time for real, because it's something I feel is really missing from our content, and that's something to do with game sense or macro level play, particularly obviously, at any level, but higher level is what we're going to use as an example. So scrims or tournaments that are participated in within the spirit of playing as well as possible. That's pretty much the only thing I need to kind of display this sort of thing. Now, this isn't a series on perfect play or perfect game sense, because I don't think that's possible to achieve if you include micro play throughout the course of a game. Because there's a lot of judgment calls that need to be made on the value of going to one place on the map or the other. And then it depends on how the microplay may be performed. But we're going to be, for the most part, ignore microplay, but we will bring up, microplay being fights. We will bring up bits here and there, particularly maybe to show ganks or failures or mistakes that then affect the macro decisions. So we're going to focus on game sense, where you should be in the map, what you should be doing, where you should be supporting, how you should be supporting, things like this. And I hope you find it useful, because it's easily the weakest aspect of play within the player base. Even players who are mechanically really good, they're good at fighting, you often see them perform very poorly at this level of play. So if you have any feedback on how else you'd like to see these types of videos go after you watch it, or you think it should be done a different way, there's things missing, or I'm doing something that you think is the wrong way to do this, or show you guys or show it off, let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to look into it, maybe incorporate it. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's just get started. Now bear in mind guys, this is taken from stream, so the quality is going to be lower than usual, visually speaking. We're going to cut from part to part rather than following the full flow of the game, because there will be some, otherwise we'll draw out this video to like 40 minutes plus. So I'll try to be as quick as I can about it without compromising the quality of what's shown on screen. So first off, an important thing to note is what you're looking at with heroes on the map. So on our side we have Raider, LB, PK and Shaman, PK being the off meta pick arguably there. Pretty strong arguably, but anyway, we'll see how that goes over the coming months after her buff, and see if it's as promising as it may initially look to me at the moment. Then on the other side we've BP, LB, Zerk and Raider. What's important to note between the two teams and the compositions is that they have overall the better 1v1 matchups. So in 1v1 scenarios over the course of the game, they should be more favored. They also have the better 2v2 composition matchups. So over the course of the game, their 2v2s should be stronger as well, generally speaking. But our team does have, it's not to say it's set in stone that they will win all of them or anything like that, but they do have favorable matchup. Right, so I just want to pause it here to point out, on Temple Garden here, you'll play different rotations on different maps. On Temple Garden, C point is particularly important, as it's a very nice rotation out to mid. It's a very easy one to rotate to allow your teammates to heal. You'll come into mid, perform their role temporarily or take over their fight. They will go to C to heal, as opposed from mid to A, which takes a little bit longer. So the rotation is not as nice. So preferably you'll take C. And that's why you'll often find on C, you'll end up with 2v2s at the beginning of the map because of its importance to rotation to mid. Now, so generally speaking, you're going to send your best 2v2 composition to C, or whatever you think are your best two players at 2v2. Either or, you'll send a mid hero. In a standard manner, you would send a mid hero, whoever your primary mid hero is, into B, and then you'll send preferably a strong 1v1 hero up to A. And that's how you'll rotate the beginning of Temple Garden. Now, the next phase I'd like to point out in the game is that this 2v2 is now a 2v1. You can't see the health bar here on the right, but the shaman is low. You can see a little blinking here, little reddish color over the shaman on the top. So shaman is low over here behind the webcam. Then we have myself. I have 2.5 bar. Not a huge amount against the raider, and raider here has, you know, 3.5, and probably has a good opportunity for getting revenge. Now, getting revenge in this scenario against us two here means this is a winnable 1v2 depending how things go. Meanwhile, up on A point, we have won our fight. Our peacekeeper is 1A, you can see, because it's capped for orange team, but our lawbringer has taken a lot of damage in mid. This is him blinking here, and mid is in neither team's control at the moment. So because we won A, that lawbringer should have a safe rotation up there, up and around, and peacekeeper will come down and take over in mid, allowing a nice rotation here and a disadvantage for the enemy team in mid, who have nowhere to go to heal despite taking damage. Now I'm going to just explain a little gank to you guys in this scenario. When you're in 1v2s that are quite winnable for your opponent, you're going to want to play it a little bit slower to make sure you don't throw the fight. If this raider wins this 1v2, he gets a huge amount of renown, caps the base, his teammates rotating enough respawn, 2 of us are dead, and our team is a really bad situation on the map. So it's very, very important that you don't lose this 1v2 or 2v1. So what happens here is we're waiting for a block light attack, and there it is. Now, if I block a light attack, and if you block a light attack in front, that isn't an enhanced light attack. It's a free guard break because of the recovery for my teammate. So I'm positioned here. We're both positioned like this. The shaman's around this area. And we're both waiting for a block light. Now that he has attacked me, the light is blocked. And what you're going to see is the shaman will GB into this for a confirmed guard break. There's the confirmed GB. Now, because I know that GB is confirmed, I'm throwing a top heavy in for more damage. The shaman has taken her bleed. Now, because a heavy is slower on raider, I'm not going to risk putting a heavy into him in case he can dodge stun tap onto the shaman and avoid my heavy at the same time. Instead, I'm going to use a stun tap. The stun tap causes hit stun on the raider, and you can see the shaman knows what's being set up. The shaman is gonna now has a confirmed pounce because of that hit stun on the raider. Now, he has slightly over 50 HP. Now, because he is slightly over 50 HP, he may get revenge from this and be able to pop it, and that will be his opportunity to kill both the raider and the shaman. Both of us will be within one zone, raider revenge zone of dying, chain zone. Stun tap plus light may also be enough to put us low enough to finish out. So the raider is going to be pressing immediately if they do get revenge. Now at the moment, there is a bug with Shaman's Bite, where sometimes you cannot pop the revenge. So I do wait here to see if he pops it immediately or not. Most players will just pop it immediately if they see revenge, so as to avoid dying. But on occasion, they can't pop it, and so I'll wait to see if he pops or doesn't pop. You can see he instantly pops it, he buffers it to avoid being hit by the light from the raider, which will finish him out on the 50 plus HP. So at this point now, both Shaman and I are in a lot of trouble. The raider needs to focus one or the other, ideally, because if you try to manage both, what will end up happening is they will both roll out and you won't be able to use your revenge to kill them off. So I go for an instant rollout because he's still locked on to the shaman. After waking up, I just try to roll out and get away. So the shaman is the one who's being pressured. But as you can see, he swaps the pressure onto me. Now the shaman has an opportunity to space out and get away, which shaman does. Now he is no means of finishing out myself reliably. So the best he can do is finish out the other character if he can. The other character spacing away like they should be, because the raider will fuck you up and you'll just throw your life away. I come back in just for hit stun because I know his revenge is going to be running low. Just trying to kill him off quickly now. Now you just need to finish him out. And a guard break for a stun tap confirm is enough damage because he's pretty much one shot. So it was only 4 health there. That works fine. Then we take the point. So that's one way of sequence of events of ensuring that you finish out your 2v1 against a good player. In matchmaking, what you will probably see there is people wouldn't escape correctly, and one would die, get executed, give the raider HP, the raider would kill off the other one as well. Or their teammate would rotate in because they'd still be alive. And that's why people really should value one life in For Honor. A life in For Honor is worth a lot. Although on occasion it's better to die so that you can respawn, come back in with full HP. It's actually better to die sooner sometimes, or just go for some sort of a play, because it's better if you come back with full HP and then you can do more on the map. Now at this point our team is doing really well, because we have the raiders down, berserkers low as you can see on the top. Black Prior has respawned to come back in, but they're ready for 2 more respawns soon. But our team is looking really good on the map. We've lost A, but that's fine. We're in a nice position. Okay, so I'm rotating into mid because I'm a better 2v2 character, and there's more emphasis on my rotations into mid because I have body count over Shaman. Shaman also has the benefit of her traps. So Shaman is currently on C point, and she's trapping up C point, having unlocked it from that initial 2v2 fight. Shaman is very strong with her traps down on an important side point. So it's nice to have her there. It's a really great position for us for on C. I'm going to rotate. She's going to keep that and boost it so that we can rotate in and out for heals if necessary. And she's also going to, obviously there will be points generation, etc. I'm going to rotate into this 2v2 to help out Lawbringer, with Lawbringer Raider being a nice 2v2 comp. Now, ideally the Lawbringer won't have too much damage taken, but if he does, it's not too much of a problem. Now, so that 2v2 just happened in mid, and where we're at now is that we have a low health LB here, and then we have myself and my teammate here. Now, there is no need for both of us to be here. This LB is under a lot of pressure in either 1v1, so only one of us needs to deal with him. Ideally what will happen is we'll finish him off quickly and I'll go to C, but if it takes some time or he stalls it out, I should leave for C immediately, but I can't do so until my teammate has stamina. Alright, so here you can see I'm swinging a big top heavy into this LB, and I'm looking for a guard break or long arm. A long arm, if he does it, will hit the heavy, will hit stun the Lawbringer, confirming the long arm, which will then confirm our kill, or a guard break will also confirm the kill. There's the long arm confirm, there you go, and he's dead. Now, so we did finish him off relatively quickly, and what I'm going to be doing is rotating to C immediately now. It's important that I do so immediately because C is being pressured at the moment. I imagine it's a 1v1 and there's a 1v1 at A. As you can see, both are being contested, and we have Berserker here and Raider here alive, so it can only be either or at either point. I'm not sure which one is at which point, but I imagine, well, I can't recall, but I think the Raider would be at C and the Berserker will probably be rotating into A. So we'll find out now. And it is indeed the Raider. I see the Raider in recovery. I'm already looking for a charge when I come in if there's any recovery available. Sometimes I will just charge anyway, which isn't the best idea, but I do like to take a lot of risks when I play. So he's in recovery, so this charge is going to be confirmed. Unfortunately, he is hit out of the charge, but it's fine because it's a very, very easy 2v1 right now. He's just going to hope to stall as best as he can because he clearly has been losing the 1v1 to the Shaman. There's the block light again mechanic we spoke about earlier, which confirms the GB for the teammate, which confirms the top heavy, and he's dead. So it's a very easy and simple rotation. It was a well-played 1v1 from our shaman. So rotating straight back into mid again, shaman is probably going to put down her traps again. We have mid, the LB was gone, so our Lawbringer has been farming. We did lose A, but it's unimportant. We're in a nice strong position on the map. We've been gathering feats, we've been winning fights across B and C over the course of the game, and we have a little bit of a nice points lead, albeit not majorly so. So now we have LB and Raider ganking an LB. Now LB is a lot of health, so he'll probably get revenge in the gank no matter what we do, but we can try put him, do a ton of damage, and then I will leave and rotate out somewhere else. Now coming into this 2v1, I'll be looking for the long arm like the last time from the Lawbringer, but instead he does shove. I'm not really sure why. I take the top heavies anyway, just trying to get the long arm off. He shoves into the Lawbringer, preventing the long arm, but eats a top heavy for his troubles. Now he's going to get revenge. So we did quite a bit of damage. I'm just going to stick around to make sure he's okay and finish him out. So we have to wait the 8 or so seconds for revenge to go. And there we go. There's the long arm on the hit stun. So now immediately have to rotate over to C. But once again, our shaman is looking pretty good. And she actually got a rotation from our Peacekeeper, which I didn't realize. There was no need for me to be here. So this is actually a wasted rotation. Let's try to take some renown anyway from the assist and just leave immediately. Straight back to mid to support mid. Now here we actually have a 3v2. You can't see it here, but we have one. Let me use a different color. Let's use black. So we have one here. Yeah. 2, 3, and there's 2 more over this side here. So we have a 3v2 in our favor. So there's really no need for Peacekeeper to be here with me unless we have a gank that we're going to work together on. We didn't at the time have a prepared gank, so it would be better if Peacekeeper went up to A and contested A and left me in mid. So despite it being very messy 2v1, we do pull it off. I called for a guard break from the Peacekeeper to confirm the top heavy, and I got it. But it wasn't the ideal play. Behind us, our Lawbringer is unfortunately dead. That didn't have to happen. I should have supported the Lawbringer and left the Peacekeeper with Berserker altogether. Now, the enemy team actually had A and B there, and we're kind of okay on the map. But since the Berserker is dead, we're going to take A back. Our Shaman is still on C, and we can concede mid pretty safely. And I'll just sit here and try to 1v1 the Raider. The Raider clearly preventing me from getting the revive. I'm at a bad read, and I'm dead. Now, A is actually being rotated in on by the Black Prior. That was good rotation from the enemy Black Prior, keeping that point for his team, and looks like they're in a winning position for their 1v1 with Peacekeeper as well. So the blue team has come back on the map. Now on my respawn rotation, I'm coming straight back to mid. I'm leaving A to whatever way A goes in that 1v1. I'm coming in to support mid immediately. C is uncontested, so I'm leaving that alone. I'm just going to come into mid. I'll do some minions, have a look around and see what's going on and where I should be. Now here we come into mid and we have a better picture of what's happening on the map. We have the 2 Lawbringers, but my Lawbringer is out of stamina, OOS. Theirs isn't, and probably has a nice chunk of HP, although we can't see quite clearly here. But he doesn't have such a crazy out of stamina pressure that I immediately need to go here to keep him from dying. Instead, I'm going to clear a bunch of minions and I'm going to keep an eye on the fight. And if I need to intervene to make sure my Lawbringer doesn't die, I'll do so. But I would like to push some of those minions first off. Now, so our Lawbringer didn't just backed off, and he didn't lose any HP. As you can see, no other two Lawbringers are engaged. I've cleared the minions here, so that's looking good. Our Shaman has won another 1v1 at C point over there against the Raider. Shaman with her traps is crazy, holding down points, so I'm never actually too worried about C throughout the course of this game once we have that Shaman set in there, particularly when it's auto, and he's so fucking good at Shaman. But anyways, so I'm going to move over and try gank this LB here with my teammate. Here's the gank. Heavy for long arm, heavy for long arm, heavy for long arm. Now, I should be doing side heavies to my left instead of these top heavies. These top heavies are a bad idea. I'm kind of memeing a little bit here rather than playing a bit more seriously. But we just spam him to death in the end, because if he parries it, he dies. Because we'll definitely confirm the long arm. So he's to keep dodging. So if he can't parry it and he's not getting any revenge because of 1v1 tags, then, you know, he blows up and he dies, and that's it. Well, Zerk, that's a good rotation in from Zerk. He's in a winnable 1v2 scenario now, with the Lawbringer being like low here, which also proc a bounty hunter for him, maybe his revenge attacks too. And I'm standing in front of a scary unblockable at this moment in time. I've been surprised by his there. Additionally, he also has his revenge shield, which doesn't change the revenge gain, or his revenge shield, excuse me. He has a shield from the Black Prior, which won't change his revenge gain or anything like that. So he'll just be receiving the same amount of revenge gain for that extra health he has, and extra risk he can now take with Zerk. Additionally, because it's in a 1v2, I have no way to external block the Berserker by locking onto someone else. Like if there was someone over here, I could lock onto them and remove most of Zerk's pressure, and so could the Lawbringer. So he's in a nice scenario for the Zerk character right now. I do decide to parry on Reed. We go for the long arm gank again. Now, that was my fault. I was too slow with my top heavy, resulting in, and I didn't have the stamina after the parry to follow up on it. So that's a failed gank there, and that was my mistake. I'll put down a trap here because I'm out of stamina, and I'm hoping to push him out of stamina at worst with me, which would allow my Lawbringer free pressure onto the Berserker. Plus a free punish, of course. Or at least allow rotations in and slow it down a little bit, because the situation is quite poor. Something I like to do is put down traps when I'm out of stamina. If I can tank hit, I'll take the risk and put down a trap. Now, he dodges out, unfortunately. So I thought I had him here when he hit me with the heavy. But Zerker has some, you know, good dodges. See, so on his second heavy, he used that. Let me show it again. On his heavy, you'll see him dodge cancel, which iframes the trap, and I get stuck in it. So now it's a really bad situation. So that play failed horribly. Meanwhile, we're still fine on C. We're generating lots of points. There's lots of pressure on them to like kill us quickly in mid and start winning quite hard in their fights. I'm taking damage. It's looking really, really bad here for me and the LB. The LB is doing well not to have taken, not to have died yet over there. I just make a read and counter GB, and I'm just trying to space out now. I'm just trying to, because we're winning on the points. I want the rotation. I want to deny them kill. I thought that charge would land. Please don't judge me. I love charging. Luckily enough, I'm out of GB range there. Now I'm just trying to escape, and my teammate is trying to help me get the rotation. But the Zerk, because of all the failed ganks on Zerk, he now has revenge. So I'm just parrying, trying to get out. I get caught by the dash light on Reed. So now Shaman's in a really poor position because of my own poor play in mid. But we have Peacekeeper who's helping in mid. She's rotating in there. Right now on the map, we have nice points lead. So ideally what we will do now, the shift and rotations will start to ignore A a bit, and unless it's like entirely free and obvious to take, and we'll be focusing on C and B primarily, and just winning our fights on C and B. If they want to leave us into if they want to boost A and leave us with a 4v3 on C and B, we'll use that to our advantage to keep continuously winning fights. Plus with our feats that we've gained, it should aid in that additionally. So okay, so right away here off respawn, I'm thinking about going to C, but I think I elect for mid because I see we have 2 teammates on C. So what I'll do is, instead of going straight to C by here, is I'll go see what's happening in mid first, and then if mid doesn't need me, I'll rotate off to C this way. I'm not sure which way it plays out. I can't recall, but we'll find out. So rotate into mid, and it turns out, in fact, that our teammate is dead. I'm surprised he survived that long, actually. I'm not sure if he died and respawned or just survived. I can't stop the revive. So what's going to happen here now is this is an excellent opportunity for the blue team to take C. For the first time in the map, take some strong control on C. I'm out here. Our LB is dead. We have 2 that have been fighting on C for a while with that Zerk and I think, I'm not sure which other character, but they have a 2v2 on C against a PK and Shaman, so it should be reasonably favorable, depending on the circumstances of health and feats going into it. So we'll go have a look and see how this plays out here, because this is a really good opportunity for blue team to take control of the map. Now, there was a revive there in mid, but there's 2 reasons why I didn't go for it. One was the Black Prior behind me, who decided to stay in mid, back this way. The revive is over here, and there's minions I would have to clear in order to get the revive, and the Black Prior would have to allow me to do so. So that's not going to happen. I know that situation is going to work out, so I'm going to go straight to C to try prevent this push to take the entire map even for the blue team. Now, right now, as we sort of felt, it was definitely an unfavorable scenario as it turns out. But our teammate blinking here in a 1v1, and we have 2 large health gamers here. So they were in a 2v3. All 3 of the blue team looked to have decent health, and we have 2 with 1 very low, unable to do anything. So this was the correct rotation. And so it turns out the Raider only has 2.5 bars. The first time I locked onto him, just baited a stun tap. But let's not pay too much attention to the micro play. As we said, we've actually spoken a bit more about micro than I would have liked so far. So I'm just trying to keep the Raider off my back, not take too much damage, and then escape out to see who I can help. Now, I've been charging a lot in game, and this is the one benefit of charging a lot in game. People will preemptively dodge if you're... It's just some silly conditioning from some silly plays. Anyway, that's micro again, goddamn. Anyway, get the stun tab. I don't know whether it was a failed target swap or what, or the guard failed to come up in a second, but I got lucky with the Zerk dying there. He ate 2 heavies instead of 1. I'm in a favorable 2v1 scenario here, so I'm not concerned in the slightest. And now the fight is like clearly swung in our favor. Like even this out of stamina zone mistake, it doesn't matter. I have second wind, and the fight's in our favor. So we just need to finish out this fight reasonably quickly. Had the ledge there, but unfortunately it does get caught. Berserker rotates back in, knowing how important this C fight is. They really need to win this in order to win the map. External block the Berserker there. I knew I could tank his own. Thankfully, he didn't heavy. He Zord. Probably felt the heavy wouldn't land. So it's kind of a crazy fight. It's like Smash. Like everyone is here right now. Look at this. There's 7. Is it 7 players here right now? There's a whiff. Big twirl, so the revenge runs out. Don't get the stun tap. And that's the fight's pretty much finished and confirmed now. It's just how fast are you finishing it out. I'm looking for a zone on a GB for my zone, but it's whatever. There was multiple ways to finish him out, and these are pickup scrims, they're not teams, so it's not as coordinated as teams would be, let's say. Now it's a case of chilling out, seeing what's going on the map. We will get a lot of renown from that, a lot of feats. We're going to have a huge feat advantage, even if they're not so far behind on the map. It was still a really good fight for us. We should be able to take B relatively easy now, and our team is going to pressure A. Now this is one of those times where I'm pretty happy to boost. Our A fight seems to be going well. Up here, the 2v2, one of them is already dead here, as you can see. Another one is rotating here. I don't know if they're going to mid or A. If they go to mid, then I'm happy to go into mid, but I have to keep an eye that one of them died, so they'll respawn back in and come to C here. So I don't want to get stuck too long in B and concede C to someone respawning and rotating in. So I'll see what's happening if my teammate needs health or rotation, and I will come in then on that while keeping an eye on C at the same time. So I see the other player is in mid. Wasn't sure whether to go in or not. Now, you'll see here I turn back even though my teammate is low. Now the reason I turn back here because my teammate is low is because if they push in on him now, then he's just dead. It's just F. There's no point me pushing into a 1v2 then, or getting stuck in a 1v1 with either of them, and then the other one will pick up C. Or the person who died will respawn and pick up C. I'm not sure where they are on the map, or if they came back in and rotated straight up to A. It's possible they did. I don't know. But yes, so it's more important to maintain C and concede mid. So right now I'm like, okay, there's no point rotating in. His health is low. It's possible he's just going to die right this second. So we just turn back to have a look. Press play. He does, you see, he gets to escape here. I see that he gets breathing room. So I changed my mind now. That's a free heal rotation. I can allow him to go over to C, boost C, heal up. I'll come in and work the role in mid. I decide not to do mid. The reason for that is since this is on fire, and since we have this points lead here, we have A, we have C, there's just no point going in, maybe giving them a decent 1v2, not being able to take any control of here. I have all my feats, so I have no reason to farm minions to maybe get a 3rd tier feat or 4th tier feat or whatever. So I'm just going to chill on C, see how the rotations on the map go. When my Lawbringer heals up, maybe we can push back into mid if no one is going to come to C. And we'll see how our teammates are rotating from A and how the game develops. Okay, so I'm running around mid here, seeing what's going on with rotations, knowing the LB behind me, watching C. We know we have 2 in mid. I'm not aware of where the other 2 are, so I don't know the entire enemy team's rotation. I don't see anything contested on the top. But I see a teammate comes into mid with me here, so that means we can keep 2 preoccupied here. So we can like freely engage here. We have 1 up on A, as you can see watching that point, and we have Lawbringer behind me. So this is a free 2v2 engagement without risking control on map. Now, here's a really common scenario players will make mistakes in. What we're looking at here in front of us is we have our teammate here, and then we have 3 enemy players, 1, 2, 3 here around them, looking to finish them out quickly and kill them. Now, I could run in and try and engage it, but more than likely, a teammate's either going to get revenge or instantly die. Now, if they instantly die and I run in, what's going to happen is maybe just one of them will engage me and they will keep me stuck in a 1v1. I won't be able to leave without dying. And One will maybe do minions, maybe the other will go to C, or maybe two will go to C. So it's actually better if I make sure that C is okay before deciding what to do with this fight here. I need more information on what's happening around me. I have a quick look and I can see that C is being taken. Now C being taken will pull them out of breaking, so we don't want that. So I'm going to push into C in order to keep them in breaking for one, and we can 2v1 this person here, and then they'll be permanently dead. They'll be out of the game. So this is worth more than intervening in this 3v1 to my left. It's better to make this 2v1 happen instead of this 3v2 happen. Now I see the Berserker in recovery. You're going to go in with your Raider charge. What I'm looking for here is a heavy for me and a heavy from the Lawbringer. Lawbringer's heavy was a little bit quick, so he gets revenge. He escapes out from the Zerk. He's in recovery again. That's another charge. Looking for heavy again. Get it correctly this time. He can shelve GB. I mean, the light worked on that occasion. I'm okay with it. So he's dead. So that's our 2v1 confirmed. And as you can see, they're going to remain in breaking no matter what. They've lost one person guaranteed here. Another one died in mid. I don't know how they died. Maybe the Peacekeeper is able to finish off one. Maybe they got a rotation from a teammate. Both of them are low over here. So what's going to probably happen is that the enemy team may push for a revive, which you can see here. We're just going to rotate in. This should be game done and dusted. It's as good as dead at this point. So as you can see, they were in fact going to push for a rotation. The person looking for that push for a rotation, push for a revive. The person here was in revive, probably baiting this external here. Maybe they were going to use the revive to bait this person and kill them. The Shaman over here is very low. So there's not too much they can do in the 2v2 with the Raider having slightly more health and more leeway, unless they have second wind or some feats to go with. It's a favorable scenario unless rotated in on by their teammates, which they do. So the Shaman does go down because she's so low. A Raider's left with 2.5 bars. Lawbringer's traded out, and that's just the end of the game. So I hope this was useful, guys. I have no idea how much value that's going to be to watch or to learn from or whatever. This is the first attempt. It will get better, I promise. Let me know any feedback you have. I'd love to know. I'd love people to talk a bit more about the macro level of the game and the higher level of the game, rather than silly stuff you see on occasion. Well, you know what I mean, okay? Let's open up a conversation about the higher level of the game. It's really super interesting. You could go follow, I don't have spec mode obviously, but if I had spec mode, that I could follow that much better. When that comes out, this type of video will be much easier for me to do. Anyway, I'm not going to ramble on. I felt like I've rambled forever. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you later, guys.